Is there something you can do without spending any extra money to instantly make your videos better? There are actually 5 different ideas I'm going to share in this video so that your videos will perform better on YouTube.
I'm excited to talk to Nate for a few minutes today about this topic because there are a lot of ideas that are out there that really, they don't cost any money. There are just simple things that you can do, just small tweaks that make your videos look more professional, seem more engaging, and really make that connection that you're looking to make on YouTube. So Nate, when you're working with somebody for the first time, what's some of the very first advice that you give them about making videos on YouTube?
Well, everyone thinks that they need to present. They need to be professional. They need to be like some other YouTuber that they admire, and so they try and be somebody that they're not. And the easiest thing that you could do that'll actually make your videos perform better is just to relax and talk and be yourself, and don't try and perform. You don't need to try and sound like a newscaster or speak like you're on stage. The type of videos that I found the best results on to really build a following are the how-to videos. And if you can imagine a friend calling you on the phone, asking you a question, and you're just answering their question, right? That's the type of conversation tone that you should have.
Yeah, they don't all of a sudden say, well, let me tell you, Nate, da-da-da-da-da. Like, let me get my newscaster voice on or whatever. Yeah, it's just a conversation, right?
And it's a natural tendency to kind of slip into presentation mode because it's like, ooh, I'm talking to all the people that are going to be watching this video. But yeah, it's just pretend you're talking on the phone to a friend.
So one of the things that you say is to have some notes, right?
Yeah, a lot of people want to know, should we script the video?
So it says here that you should intentionally pause to look at your notes. So why is it so important to have some detailed notes, Nate?
Everyone comes from a different background or different ability to present on camera or on stage or whatnot. And so I get questions from a lot of different angles. Should I use a teleprompter? Can I use a teleprompter? Should I be scripted? Should I just talk off the cuff? Well, we do want some organization, but the main recommendation that I give is that you want to have bullet point notes. Just bullet point notes is it. I'm filming 20 to 24 episodes today. I've got 24, but I've got 4 pages front and back, so 2 pages front and back, and they're just talking point notes. I actually recommend that my clients will pause after each point. So instead of trying to remember, okay, I cover point number 1 first, and then 2 is this, 3 is this, okay, let's go, and try and remember all 3, if you just look down at your notes and then think, okay, point number 1 is just relax and talk, don't give a presentation. Set my notes aside, and then just look at the camera, and I just talk about that, right? We're just relaxing. As if we're having a conversation on the phone. I don't remember what we're going to talk about next, so we look at the notes. Okay, it says here, intentionally pause to look at your notes. That's what we're talking about here. So then I would set my notes down, and now we're having this conversation. When you intentionally pause, it actually has your content be in bite-sized segments. So as a viewer, maybe it's subconscious, but they get completion on a thought, and then there's another thought, and then there's another thought. Instead of things kind of running on, when we try and remember everything that we're going to say, we'll tend to skip. Our brain doesn't want to skip a beat. And so if we're wrapping up point number 1, we'll skip to point number 2, and then we'll think in our mind, oh, I forgot to say that one thing. Oh, well, let's keep going. And you don't have to do that. With the miracle of editing, any pauses, any mistakes, my videos are edited a ton, and you guys would never know it.
Yeah, well, let's talk about editing, because that's, speaking of notes, the next thing that's on there. Like, how do you want your edits to look on YouTube?
Well, when you're starting out, don't use all the flashy add-ins that the software provides. Like, they'll sell you all these features. Look at the text effects, or look at all these amazing things that our software can do. And even when you open up the software, you've got all these different features and controls, and you think, ooh, wow, I can really make my video look great. I want it to look professional. I want it to really impress people. When you're getting started, if you use some of these extra things, people will know that you're an amateur. But you don't have to. You can just do simple jump cuts. Jump cuts are really, really simple to do, and they're heavily used on YouTube. They're really accepted. It's okay. People appreciate that if you've been talking for 15 minutes, but you've edited out redundancy, you've edited out your ums and uhs. And so, if you stop talking here, you start talking here, you edit it, there's a little jump. That's what we call a jump cut, and those are acceptable on YouTube. So if you take something that's 15 minutes and you tighten it down to 10 minutes, people are really going to appreciate that. And so I love watching videos that have jump cuts. I think, okay, cool. They're paying attention to my time and they want to deliver me the information quickly.
So Nate, speaking of editing, do you recommend like text edits or lower thirds, that sort of a thing?
You know, we want to put those things in there because we want to appear professional, but they're going to take more time to add those in, and they're probably not going to look that professional. They're not going to add a whole lot. I would say start without those things in the beginning. Just get the ball rolling. You want your channel to launch, and you don't want to have any reason for people to think your videos are amateur. Then I would focus on one feature at a time. Like if you really want to add a certain type of transition, then practice that one transition. Don't go overboard and think you've got to add all 10 because Casey Neistat did all these 10 in his one episode. So hopefully that takes a weight off of your shoulders, that just keep your edits simple and your videos will actually perform better. All right, so I've got a few more ideas, more than 5. You'll get a bonus, but we'll cover these ones quicker. And by the way, if you are finding value in this video, if you could hit that like button, that would be awesome. Okay, so I put here looking into the lens versus the flip out screen. Okay, so on this camera right here, there is a flip out screen, and if I were looking to the side, notice what my eyes are doing. I'm not making eye contact with you like I am right now, so that's really important. Make sure that you're always looking right into the lens, and if you need to pause, just don't look down, at your notes. Obviously I'm illustrating a point here, but always look at the lens, make eye contact.
One of my favorite ways to improve your own content is to watch what other people are doing. Identify some of those YouTubers that you really like and watch a lot of YouTube. I mean, if you really want to succeed on this, Nate, what are some thoughts that you have about that?
Yeah, I love doing that. That's how I've learned everything that I now do on YouTube. One channel was Veritasium, a guy named Derek Muller. He makes a lot of science videos. He demonstrates principles of physics or whatnot. I really studied how he got people engaged before he gave the answer so we'd understand the answer better. But get this, I even paid attention to the reflection of things, and so I could tell what kind of camera he was using, how he had his light set up. I mean, I studied stuff like that because I wanted to be able to duplicate what he did, and I did that on other videos too.
So Nate, I know that a strategy that you talk about a lot is your multi-location strategy. That's not exhibited here, right?
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I love the multi-location strategy, and I actually, from Derek Muller, I saw his videos where he would be talking to a scientist at a university. Then he'd be outdoors talking to students. Then he'd be back at home talking about it. And then he'd be back with a different professor. I'm like, man, he's got so many different shots. I wanted to try and replicate that. I've made another episode where I talk fully, and I'll link to it right up there, about that multi-location strategy. But imagine you're just filming on your phone, okay, selfie style. I'm talking to the camera, and I talk for a few minutes, and then I change the angle, and now I'm talking from this direction. Having multiple locations in your video will actually reset people's attention. As much as I love the multi-location strategy, I'm going to recommend that you keep it simple at first. Try it out, but don't let it stress you out. With my clients, when they come and film with me for the first time, we don't do that strategy. In fact, we don't do it on time 2 or time 3. I wait until they've really got momentum on their channel, till they're really comfortable with all the other parts of filming videos before we try something like that. If you've stuck with us this far in this episode, I have a recommendation that I know you're gonna love. The next episode you should watch is how to get more views on YouTube for years. Go check it out.